Hello everyone, my name's Brian and welcome to another viewer submitted deck. This one coming again to us from Mark, who submitted a Saheeli combo in the past. So this time we have essentially a control blink deck with a couple of haha I wins in there in the form of Saheeli Rai, Felidar Guardian, or Saheeli Rai blinking stuff, making the single Soul Herder go off. So essentially this is taking a principle that's been going on a lot with these, I call them splash white decks, because no one looks at a deck like this and thinks of it as predominantly white, even though if you look at the color pips, it is. So this is a control deck where in the early games we have March of Otherworldly Light, as well as Solitudes and Skyclave Apparitions to try and stop our opponent from doing whatever it is they want to do. From there, we win the game by playing Felidar Guardian, blinking Saheeli Rai, and making infinite Felidar Guardians. We also have Elesh Norns to make our blinking even stronger. We have Wall of Omens, which we blink with things like our Soul Herder and Ephemerates to draw a bunch of cards. Same thing with Spreading Seas, trying to disrupt their mana base a bit and continue to draw cards. We have Teferi Time Raveler to allow us to disrupt our opponent and draw more cards, bounce our Spreading Seas, bounce our Wall of Omens, play them, draw cards. We have, as stated, the Soul Herder, blink our stuff, draw cards. We have Sun Titans, which are just fun to see in 60 card constructed. Now, these do let us get things back like Teferi and Saheeli, again, giving us our combo so we win. Also just a Vigilant 6/6, that's pretty good. And finally, a haha Idyllic Grange. So this allows you to put a 1/1 counter on one of your creatures if you have enough planes in play, and it's fetchable. So it allows you to take one of your blockers or attackers, or kill someone if the math just happens to work out that way. In the sideboard, we have a little bit more red and Cleansing Wildfire, again to attack lands. We have some Rest in Peace for graveyard shenanigans, Winds of Abandon as both as additional removal and also mass creature removal, some Dovin's Vetoes to fight other control-y decks, and Chalices of the Voids for things like Rhinos and that. Here's the thing, as you can tell, I'm playing this deck. I had pretty much the pieces to play it, but here is the other thing. I'm not amazing at control, because I tend to end up with no cards in hand, and generally control you want 1,000,000 cards in hand. But you'll also notice I'm calling this a control deck, which is probably not entirely true, because there's 0 counterspells in the main. Yeah, there's some Dovin Vetoes in the side to try and stop your opponent from doing broken weird stuff, but as far as what you're actually doing, you're a white blink deck. I have done a couple of test games, lost one, won one, so I have a couple under my belt. I'm not going into this blind, but let's go ahead and hop into it as well. So if you have a list you want me to go ahead and try and play, go ahead and email me at heydummyplaythis. Oh wait, no, I changed my camera. It's this way now. heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. That's heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. For those of you who have been on the channel for a while, you know that I used to point this way, and it would appear that way, but everything's reversed in the new location in which I'm recording in. I got myself a different apartment. So if it's something like echoey or the setup's not good, just let me know in the comments and I'll go ahead and fix it. I don't expect to get it right on the first try. Anyway, let's hop into some games. Join me, won't you? Oh man, we even won a die roll. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So we have the combo. We even have Spreading Seas to kind of interact with early. This is probably fine, so we'll keep. I'll play out Amera turn 1, only because that always comes into play tapped. But then after that, we can use the fetch and shock in our hand to come into play untapped and kind of play on curve. Against Tron, and we have a Spreading Seas. Oh man, this feels great. An Idyllic Grange. Not yet, but good to have. Take that, Tron. Please don't be mono blue Tron. All right, we draw the Rogran Triome. So Flooded Strand to go get the Sacred Foundry. Play out Saheeli, hope it doesn't die. Okay, so it is green Tron. They can just, Ancient Stirring. I thought it was going to be Sylvan Scrying. You know, I would have known it was mono green Tron if I bothered to check if they had a Jingotha or not. I mean, I think it's fair to play out Saheeli. I don't think it's going to die, and I think we should be able to win next turn. Yep, you can play Chromatic Star. These are legal plays. Wall of Omens. Well, that's a nice backup plan. Go get the Sacred Foundry. Take our beats. Mana is very good in Modern right now. I guess I just tick up. Flooded Strand. I don't think we actually need that right now, because we have Idyllic Grange to cast Felidar next turn. Oh no! Myrna is not a plains itself. Oh man. Shows you how much attention I'm playing? Because it's 3 or more other planes. It doesn't count itself. So we might have just womboed ourselves here. Okay, so if we draw another land after hunting with a deck I am unfamiliar with. All right, come on, fade one more turn. Try not to get punished for my punt there. Nope, that is unfortunate. Well, that stinks. So I guess we start with Saheeli Scrying. Sun Titan. No, I don't think that's where we're at. And then what do? Just play Wall of Omens to start. Another Spreading Sea. We'll play the Rogran Triome, and we'll pass. We can ephemerate the Wall of Omens as well. But if our opponent goes off and gets rid of our Saheeli, we took this win and punted it away, admittingly because I just was not familiar with the deck. Sylvan Scrying. Okay, so next turn they have Tron, but I believe we win next turn. So punt unpunted. They're digging. Ancient Stirring, sure. I mean, well, now they're down to just blue mana, so they really can't do anything, so we should have it. As long as I don't do anything impressively silly, we should have this. Yep, well, luckily for me, opponent, I can only punt so many times. So let's just get the cat combo down. Play out Agilic Grange in case we have to ephemerate it. And then play the Felidar. Saheeli. Now we have to click through this 1,000 times. I'm not saying much during this period, and I'll just kind of cut in from time to time so you can see the board growing, but I just have to do this like 25 times, so I'll spare you guys me clicking around a million points, and just bring you guys back when I have lethal. Oh, no, they scooped. All right, against Tron, well, luckily, Mark was kind enough to send a sideboard guide. So, against Tron, in for Dovin. He actually spelled it right in the email, I'm just an idiot. 4 Dovins, 4 Cleansing, out, Soul Herder, Teferi, Elish, plus 3 others. Okay, so we want the Wildfires, and we want the Vetoes, and we want to take out, what did he say again? I literally just read it. Soul Herder, Teferis, Elish, and 3 others. I'm tempted to take the Sun Titans out. We need one more thing out. Now it's legitimately a hard cut. Solitude doesn't have a ton of targets against mono Green Tron. Like, it has the, guess I'll take out a March, and we'll do that. There's also an argument for Chalice, but let's see if we need it. Go to game 2. Our opponent chooses to play first. A wise decision. Sure. Either we Cleansing Wildfire or we blow up whatever their little mana rock is turn 2. We really don't have any turn 1 plays in this deck. There's even an argument, like I said, to bring in the Chalices and put Chalices on 1 against Tron, and it stops all of their eggs. They're not really eggs. They're 1 mana artifacts from doing anything, because they have the 4... Oh, I guess they didn't want to play. Weird. Let's go... Oh, no, because they mulled to 2. Oh, well. Let's, yeah, here's proof that they mulled to 2. Let's go on to match 2. Hey, who here's surprised I lost a die roll? We don't need no die rolls, you know? We lose them all. Spreading Seas, Wall of Omens, and 5 lands. I mean, this has 2 redraws, but I think I can mull and do better. This seems good. I think for now we get rid of Felidar, because everything else kind of is reactive. Creeping Tar Pit. Haven't seen you in a minute. Play out our Arid Mesa and just ship the turn. I mean, we have a whole bunch of removal, so hopefully with Wall of Omens, we get to draw our 3rd land. And then, ooh, Overgrown Tomb. Is this just Yogg with Creeping Tar Pit? Whatever they're doing, I'm sure I'm not going to like it. Tarmogoyf. Ooh, boy. Tarmogoyf coming out early. We'll just get the Rogran Triome. Sun Titan. We are worlds away from Sun Titan. I'm just going to get a Plains. Play out our redraw. Spreading Seas. Okay, so we get another redraw. We haven't found a land yet. If we find the 3rd land, Skyclave Apparition against whatever our opponent's doing is going to be amazing. Watery Grave. Wait, what are they doing? Liliana of the Veil. I mean, I think I literally just saw... Oh, just discard a card? Goodbye, Sun Titan. Tarmogoyf's big, but not big enough to actually hurt us yet. So we're really just hoping that we draw a land and we get to Skyclave. We did draw a land, so feels good. I'm going to keep my life total high at the moment and just get a Plains. I know that they can just Liliana my Skyclave, but I guess we could just give up on Wall of Omens. So this is just funky control we're up against. Thoughtseize. That's unfortunate. So there probably goes Skyclave Apparition, which is unfortunate because I kind of wanted that, and I'm pretty sure our Skyclave is about to get pushed, and then our Wall of Omen gets lilied. If I had to guess what's about to happen here, Or they could push to the wall and just Lily my last creature. These are all legal plays. Yeah, they took the Skyclave, which is correct. If they have another creature, I might just snap off Solitude. Each player discards a card. Oh, man. So it's either Spreading Seas. It's probably just Elish Norn. Assassin's Trophy. Okay, cool. Another Wall of Omens, but I don't think that's where we're at. I think we're just going to take a swipe at Lily. Orcish Bowmasters. So we'll wait for them to declare block, and then we'll Solitude using the Wall of Omens, and then we'll Spreading Seas. Oh, okay, so they already did 1 damage to it. So we Solitude anyway, Wall of Omens, kill that thing. Fortunately, lose our Solitude. They get a 2/2 out of this, but, I mean, an ulting Lily would be annoying. And I guess we just knock them off of green. We drew a card, or land as a card. So now we're at 4 mana. We would like to stop drawing mana for a hot second. Ancestral Visions, sure. 2 Ancestral Visions, oh no. And next turn they're gonna Lily us unless we find a Skyclave. This is not good. MTG. Yeah, I think we're a little unfortunate at the moment. Hopefully they spend 1 more turn on Lily so that they get to keep it. Otherwise, remember how I said in the opening of this video, I tend not to be great at control because I have this tendency to be empty-handed? How about that? Oh, good. We have 5 if we draw 2 more lands, MTG just comes online, and then we just kind of go to the races. So I gotta separate everything into 2 piles. Come on. I've recently redone my microphone, and it's upset. All right. So 4 lands and a seas. I guess we just take the one with the choose a pile to sacrifice. Choose pile 2. So we keep our lands. They get to start beating us. Although, again, like, we just need to draw into something before they draw literally 6 cards. That would be great. Or we can draw more lands. More lands are always more options. So at least we'll be able to get a Hallowed Fountain at the end of this turn. Our opponent has green again. They're 1 more turn off of just smashing our face. I'm just gonna do this now so I can yield through the turn. I am so sad. All right, opponent, beat the daylights out of us with your deck from forever ago. Alting Lily of the Veil, man. You got us good. Okay, at least they're gonna be quick because they do have the creepy tar pit. So what would be a good draw? Literally just Skyclave, right? Because that's the only way we get rid of Lily. Otherwise, they just tick down Lily. Oh no, we drew a land. Okay, good. I'm glad we didn't draw anything of note. You know, this way we don't feel bad when they draw 6 cards and we scoop. Like right now. Like right now. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody. All right, so they have a ton of fun going on. I don't know if rips are any good. Because, like, yeah, they have goies, but it's not great. I think Sun Titan, you're just too slow for Modern in general. Sorry. Elish Norn, you're fun, but I don't think you're where we're at right now. Spreading Seas is fine. They are a blue deck, though. Like, Veto's interesting, but they do have creatures. Winds of Abandon is interesting. See, Mark is a firm believer in diversified threats, but so is our opponent. So if we just bring in the Wildfires and just try to attack their mana base, maybe? I mean, yeah, and hopefully we just draw into our combo. Fingers crossed. All right, we won the die roll. Hooray. This is a hand just so full of lands that I don't think it's what we can do. Try again. Sure, why not? Keep. Put back just the basic planes. Out our Triome. Yield through the turn. So chances are, if I have an idea on how our opponent's deck work, they're going to play a Black Source and they're going to play either Inquisition or Thoughtseize. If they do have Inquisition or Thoughtseize, I think Teferi goes away. Yeah, okay. But I do think Teferi's the obvious choice here. And Disruption against any combo deck is rough. All right, there goes Soul Herder, which was a little surprising. Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, seems like a later thing, though. For right now, we're just gonna yield the turn, stop on our opponent's end step to fetch, and then just hope we find Ancestral Vision, sure. Let's go get just a Hallowed Fountain. Land. Okay, great. Here comes Teferi. Ticket down, no target. All right, we drew a card. Great. So we have 4 lands now. We can, like, double Teferi next turn with Felidar, which would let us tick up and draw a card. Abrupt Decay the Teferi. Man, our opponent is just playing in 2016. Another Skyclave Apparition. I think it's just fine to get a Plains. If I play out Felidar Sovereign for no value, it doesn't really do anything, and it just pings for 1, so I guess we just pass. Because, like, if they play, like, Lily... How much time do they have on their draw 3, by the way? 2 more turns. So if they play Lily, we have Skyclave. If they play Goif, we have Skyclave. In fact, we have Skyclave Ephemerate, which is great. There's Goif. Big Goif. Big Goif does big Goif things. Another Ephemerate. Well, we are not in any wish for an Ephemerate. If they have, like, a Mana Leak... Okay. About to say, if they Mana Leak, I'm going to be like, wow, that is 2016 Incarnate. All right, so we eat the Tarmogoyf. They are going to draw 3 cards in 2 turns, though. And I don't think we close this game out in 2 turns unless we just happen to, like, top deck Saheeli. And then the Felidar combo just kind of goes off. No, thank you. I would like to keep my guy. So we're just going to take 2 if they go to swing at us, because we don't care. And we want this Skyclave to make them stop whatever spell they're going to play. Yeah, that's fine. I know they don't play anything. So no reason to rebound. Another land. It's be my birthday. So we'll play this tapped. No reason to play it untapped. And I'm going to swing because there's no reason not to. We have another Ephemerate. We have all sorts of answers, but if our opponent doesn't play anything, like if their hand's just removal, then I guess technically we're winning this race. Actually, no, because next turn they draw 3 cards, and that's so rough. They gotta draw into an answer if they draw 3, right? 6 cards in hand because the card for turn, too. So they essentially drew 4 that upkeep. I need to not draw lands. At this point, I can even just cast Sun Titan. Seiju, sure. They must have nothing. MTG. Well, that'll be cool slightly later. For the right now, it doesn't do diddly. Icefang Coatl. Okay, sure. So Icefang Coatl comes out. Before anything happens, I'm just going to Ephemerate this. They're debating if they want to counter this right now. Assassin's Trophy Argai. Rough. That happens. I mean, we get another land, though. We get closer and closer to just having a Mera be on. All right, Skyclave Apparition again. No blinking your Icefang. So if we draw any land other than the basic island, what's it? It's at your upkeep. Okay, then that's just on. Shardless Agent into Ancestral Vision? Into Thoughtseize. Ugh. That's kind of annoying. So now even if we draw Saheeli Rai, Ephemerate. Shh. It doesn't really do anything, does it? I guess we'll just keep for now and use it to block. Because the one time we needed to draw a land to turn a Mera on, we didn't draw a land. Another Icefang Coatl, sure. I mean, I have to give the deck credit. It is an expert at trolling me. Not only does it give me enough lands that I sat here and flooded out when I really needed to take control of the game, but also it didn't give me enough lands to actually be successful with it. So block that, and then Ephemerate my guy. I have another Force of Negation. Rough. Essentially, I traded in the Skyclave for nothing. All right, I need either a land that's not the island. Oh, I'm just dead. I guess I need literally Sun Titan now. Saheeli Rai. I took the Sun Titans out, didn't I? Can Saheeli Rai do anything? No. Well, we die. GG's. Winning the die roll here on game 3. You're currently 1-1. This hand seems fine. Keep. We have 3 pieces of removal and 2 pieces of redraw. So we'll just go get the Triome. Oh no. I was told to stay away from burn. This is just 8-whack. Okay. Ragran Triome. Cool. Blooded Strand. Just go get a Plains. I mean, this is like some kind of 8-whack deck. I'm tempted just to get rid of the Foundry Street Denizen. He said getting rid of the Foundry Street Denizen. All right, so we got rid of that thing. I mean, next turn, I'm imagining they're going to play multiple things, but hopefully Wall of Omens draws us into cool stuff. Young Pyromancer, okay. We can get rid of that too. Plains. Start off with a Wall of Omens. Sun Titan. March of Otherworldly Light, choose that. Exile Sun Titan. X is currently 2. Done. Hey, it worked. All right, got rid of that. The opponent is at many more cards in hand than we are. Another Young Pyromancer. Well, I got some news as to what's going to happen to the Young Pyromancer. March of Otherworldly Light, Young Pyromancer. Cast. And then, yeah. Is this annoying opponent? I know I get furious when this happens to me. I get so salty when this is my world. I can get a Hollow. And if they kill the wall, they kill the wall, but we'll omen this up. Oh no, we do get to draw a card. Another Ephemerate. Draw some extra cards here. Skyclave. I don't think that's where we're at right now. We just Spreading Seas one of their things, draw a card, play a Plains, and just pass. I'm not looking to Skyclave for no value. I will Ephemerate the Wall of Omens again. Opponent's going to have to start going to discard, where we actually get to see our deck do what it's supposed to and draw a bunch of cards. Saheeli Rai. I mean, I think that's better than nothing. Saheeli Rai. Scry Saheeli Rai. Teferi Time Raveler. Sure. Seems fine to me. I was actually checking Saheeli Rai's ultimate because it's never actually come up. Search your library for up to 3 different artifact cards with different names. Put them into the battlefield and then shuffle. Yeah, that never comes up. No one ever plays Saheeli Rai for that. All right, our opponent goes to clean up. Battle him. Well, cool. We don't need to have that one, do we? The Fairy Time Raveler. Scry first. Saheeli Rai. No, I already have one of those. All right, so then I'm a little worried to let their Spreading Seas go. I don't think they'll be able to kill anything of note. I'm just going to tick this up. I don't want to get it bolted. And then I'm just going to pass. I mean, I got to give the guy credit. He's not scooping. Then again, our clock isn't exactly fast here. Get the Foundry. Yeah, so it is a bushwhacking deck. Sun Titan. What's funny is I can cast Sun Titan and I have nothing in my graveyard to go get. So I think I'll just go ahead and scry. Wall of Omens, sure. I'll keep Wall of Omens. Teferi Time Raveler up still because I'm in no rush. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, I have 6 mana. Check me out. Sun Titan. And then I get to go get a land. Oh, look at it's white ramp, everybody. Sun Titan. Scourge of 2011, Sun Titan. Oh, they found a 3rd mountain. I don't know if that means or does anything now. Burning Tree Emissary. Yep, can't do anything about that. Oh man, are they actually going to have like a super wide turn? Summoner's Pact. So they have to win this turn. Summoner's Pact for another Bushwhacker. So we currently have 2 blockers. They're going to have like 7 creatures though? Pact of the Titan, sure. Battle him. So I think we do this now. Right, we get rid of the giant token. Put him back to 2 mana and... Ooh! Well, I super slapped begin sideboarding quick because I was clicking through the turn. So definitely Chalices. Wildfires, no. Rips, no. Winds, no. Spreading Seas turned out to be surprisingly useful there. I don't know if it's where we want to be, though. Veto is also not necessarily where we want to be. Sun Titan was funny. It didn't do anything because they're literally just trying to go off turn 2, I guess. So I guess we do want the vetoes. The Spreading Seas don't actually do anything. I'm sorry, Sun Titan. I really am. All right. We have the Chalice. We have some lands. We have 2 cards that require blue. This deck has already been masterful at trolling me. So I'm going to keep. Hopefully they can't do it turn 0. I don't think there's any way in Modern for them to get multiple mana turn 1 anymore. Nope, just Foundry Street Denizen. So play Idyllic Grange, play Chalice on 0, and hopefully that slows them down. Now, if they just open with Smash, then we got good. Looking like Smash immediately. Oh, Burning Tree Emissary, sure. I mean, it could just be a regular whack at this point. Just Burning Tree, Reckless Bushwhacker, attack us for 1,000,000. Like, that would be legitimately a way to do it at this point. Yeah, we do not have the hand to stop this. So, not only did they not need any of their 0 drops, they did not have any of their 0 drops. That's fun. 2, 4, 6, 7. We die. All right. Well, at least it's nice and quick. No, I want to get rid of these and put the Spreading Seas back in, believe it or not. Ripley's, believe it or not. All right, let's try that. All right, we get to go first. I mean, we can try this. This is kind of how we won the first game. All right, so just play Arid Mesa. I mean, do we play Arid Mesa in passes? I think we do. No, we have to play Amera, don't we? Because we need to play the 2-drop on curve. Our 2 tap lands were kind of painful here, but hopefully their turn 1 is just like some random guy we can ignore if we kind of stifle up their lands a bit. Yeah, because if we turn one of their lands into an island, then kind of get away with it. All right. So your land is now an island. Also, worst comes to worst, we can Solitude. Like, absolute worst comes to worst, we can Solitude. Monastery Swiftspear, sure thing. We get hit for 3. Because I don't think Solitude is what we want to do right now. We're at a high enough life total that I think it's fine. And then after this, we're cutting them off of mana, hopefully. Like, permanently-ish. So a white card would be great right about now. Elesh Norn, that'll do. So get their other mountain. Draw a card. Fairy Time Raveler. Okay, so we're going to be able to start doing things. But this next turn, we're going to pitch Solitude and Elish Norn and March of Otherworldly Light and March of Otherworldly Light get the 2 creatures. I'm even going to be greedy and take the 2 because I don't want them to have anything else. Okay, cool. So, pass by exiling a white card, exile Elish Norn, get the Foundry, that dies. Then, March of Otherworldly Light, targeting that, exile March of Otherworldly Light, cast. Okay, the 1, done. Alright, so they have very little right now, and no lands. Have a Solitude. We have an Idyllic Grange that comes into play tapped. Also have a Teferi Time Raveler, who is just going to tick down because we need cards. We drew a Plains. We always draw Plains. However, in this particular instance, we get to hold up Solitude, and that's not bad at all. No, this is bad. This is bad. What is this? Reckless Bushwhacker just to kill Teferi, sure. But now Solitude at least has a target. I mean, they're wondering if they kill Teferi or me, because every damage they don't deal me. Oh, they are dealing me too. Okay. So Teferi gets to live, which is good. Saheeli Rai. I don't think that's where we're at. We'll tick Teferi up, and we'll just play out Solitude when they go to combat. If they play another mountain, we might lie. Don't have a mountain. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, opponent. Oh, no. Oh, they just go to combat, though. All right. Solitude, who gets to stick around, or in the very least, eat a lightning bolt. Another Emera. Well, tick this up. I don't have a red mana. I can't play Saheeli Rai. I don't know. Because if I'm going to attack, I'm going to be greedy and try and start to close this game out. We get to gain 3. If they do their, 1,000 0 mana spells next turn and we die, we die. All right, I'm willing to bet Solitude was a mistake. Because I feel like they do their million spells now and we just get wrecked. Oh, is that all they had? They deal us 5? Okay, that's fine. That's far from the worst. They probably kill Teferi now. I feel like they have to. No, they just go for me. Okay. Teferi gets to live again, which means Teferi's gonna bounce Solitude. Fascinating. Skyclave Apparition. Does that change my plan at all? Is bouncing Solitude, replaying... I guess this is fine. Replay Skyclave. Eat the Burning Tree Emissary. Tick Teferi up for now. And then next turn we can tick it down. We're just staying on defense this time. If they bolt us, then they got us good. If you want to attack, you're welcome to. No, okay, that's even better for us. Another Saheeli Rai. Well, that's at least funny. Return Solitude to our hand. We drew an Ephemerate. That's good for later. Bye, Reckless Bushwhacker. They're 22, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to leave defense up. We have 3 mountains now. That's even worse. What is this? Devastating Summonings. Well, I got some bad news, opponent. I got some bad, probably game-ending news. Bushwhacker kicked. Okay? They get haste, but they don't get trample. And we still get to eat one of them. And we win the match. We are 2-1. Let's go on to match 4. I can't speak English today. All right, after some roll-off, I have won the roll. Spreading Seas into the wrong 3 mana guy, but this is as much disruption as we get. I think that's where I'm kind of failing myself at the moment, is I'm not 1,000% sure on my ideal opening mulls and all that, but we do get to disrupt them a bit. Hopefully they don't just play basic island and pass. Ooh, Shelldock Isle, that's gonna feel good to get rid of. So we are up against Mill. In the sideboard guide, I was warned that if I see Mill a lot, to put a Titan in the sideboard. I have not, and now you're about to see me get bit by it. But for the right now, we can Rogrim, Archive Trap, Rough. How many of those do you have? Why do they always have so many in their opening hand? That's what I want to know. It's never like, oh, Archive Trap, and then nothing else. It's always Archive Trap after Archive Trap. All right, so we'll get a Hallowed Fountain before we run out of stuff. Pay the 2 life. And turn off Shelldock. We drew an Elish Norn. Next turn, we're going to play Teferi. Hopefully they don't have Crab, which I've now summoned by talking about a crab. Cool. Now show me your fetch land, opponent. Yep, they get to mill another 6. At this point, we're hoping just to draw the final Saheeli. Right, if we could draw Saheeli, that'd be great. We've already milled 2, so there's only 1 left in the deck. Ephemerate. Well, fortunately for me, go get a Plains, play Teferi. I think we're super dead, is what I think. Oh, is this getting spell pierced? Even better. Oh, man. So we're getting taken to town by Mill, something that I was warned that the only thing you can really do is bring in a Titan if you happen to run into one. Ooh, Swamp. Great. Laughter and we just die. Oh, no, it's Jace that gets to mill 9, which puts us to 3, and then we just lose to a land drop. Oh, I would have thought they just would have ticked this down. We drew an Ephemerate, which does us no favors. I'm just going to scoop. There's nothing we can do here, right? All the Saheelis are in the bin. 1, 2, 3. All the Saheelis are in the bin. We got nothing. All right. Well, guess vetoes are fine. Spreading Seas don't actually do much. Yeah, I feel like we're just going to get wrecked pretty quickly. I'm going to take out the 2 Sun Titans as I'm wont to do and put in the 2 Winds of Abandon just as extra removal. Would have been nice to have a Titan, but I didn't do that, and then I ran into it. Oh well, let's see if we can go a little faster. Play. I mean, this doesn't do anything. So, I mean, it also doesn't search, I guess. But then we literally just have to draw multiple pieces of our combo, or rather 1 piece of our combo, and we can get rid of 2 crabs. Maybe we'll be greedy and keep. Play planes and just pass the turn. I mean, we're really playing towards corner cases here. Crab, yep, all right. Well, we get to get rid of that. I mean, I feel like we're not situated great against mill. March to that, exile that, cast. And they really had to do this weird. They got rid of the Hedron Crab, which is good. Skyclave Apparition. We'll just play this. Hopefully they kept a crab-centric hand. Beginning to wonder if March or if Presenting would be better in this deck. They seem pretty comparable, truth be told. Get a Water Grave tapped. All right. I don't think searching my deck is what I want to do right now. I think just passing is fine. Based on how slow they're going, they have like umpteen archive traps in their hand. I mean, if they have the Demolition Zone or the Field of Ruin, that's really bad, but we had to play something. Another Hedron Crab, sure. Hedron Crab's trigger on the stack thing. If they have Drown, that doesn't actually work because it is CMC 2 at the moment. Yeah, no, it doesn't work the way you think it does. Because it's CMC 2 because 1 for the mana and 1 for the X, and I only have 1 card in my graveyard. All right, so they have Drown the Lock in their hand. Lost an Elesh Norn, lost a Teferi, lost a Plains. Well, I'm happy I didn't draw the Plains. What would be great to find right now is Saheeli. Found, however, is a Skyclave Apparition. I'm just going to hold and pass. Because the minute I search my library, we're going to lose 1,000,000 life. Or 1,000,000 cards, rather, not life. Sure. So we either want one of our Dovin's Vetoes to counter at least one of their archive traps. All right, we're still not going to crack that. Rogran Triumph, well, that's even better. Now we have all the colors, and if we just find Saheeli, that'd be great. Field of Ruin. Things are going to get really bad now. I'm willing to bet they have 2 to 3 archive traps in their hands. If I had to take like a number off the top of my head and assume how many they had, I'm going to bet 2 to 3. Soul Guide Lantern. I don't do anything with my graveyard, so sure thing. Really hate those marches. What do you think of it? A snap? End. Huh. Sure. Winds of Abandon. Well, I'm just sitting here waiting to draw my combo. Like, we haven't been milled out yet, so fine by me. Teferi would also be cool. You know, really any of our stuff that could draw cards would be great. I'd be game to just do in their Field of Ruin as well. Force them to snap it off. Hollowed Fountain tapped. All right, cool. Winds of Abandoned is now online at full tilt if we could happen to find one. Target, that is. But we have so much in our hand. So at this point, we really are just hoping to find Saheeli. Also at this point, like, we might just be able to pay for Saheeli and the cat on the same turn if we find one more land. In Game of Draw Go, I feel like favors us. On Saheeli. Dovin's Veto. That's interesting. Now we get to stop one of their massive mills. Wall of Omens. Well, sure. Let's try and get some value here. If they want to counter Wall of Omens, then Flooded Strand. Play Flooded Strand. All right. So still just hanging out. No rush here. So they're going to Field of Ruin something. Fractured Sanity. All right. Just cycling. All right. So Saheeli was not in the top 4. Glad we're not drawing those. Another Skyclave Apparition. Hey. I mean, do I just start a beatdown, or I'm just going to keep everything up? I got one more turn where I can just keep everything up and nothing really happens. Tap this for blue. Cool. Go to Plains. We'll see how many archive traps they have. Might as well crack now. I've already searched. Fountain. Oh. Yeah. Archive trap. Sure, I knew you had it, but luckily for me, that saved us 13 whole cards. Another archive trap. Well, we knew they had several. Do they have 3 is the question. Still 3 Saheeli Rise in the deck. Go to Plains. Oh, I don't have any red mana. Sacred Foundry's in the bin, isn't it? Okay, that's unfortunate. And Sun Titan's out of the deck. So now we're definitely going to draw Saheeli Rai now that I can't pass Saheeli Rai. That's unfortunate. Like, now we're just trying pure beatdown with the world's worst dorks. Jace, the perfect mind. For some reason at 3 and not 5. At least that's a Skyclave target. All 3 Dovin's vetoes. Hey, that's unfortunate. How many Amaras are in the bin? An Amara might be a way out of this. Shelldock Isle. Ooh, what do you have under Shelldock Isle? Oh, just a Hedron Crab. Well, that's going to die. Pretty sure you've already played your land for turn 2. Oh, no, apparently not. I mean, if I had any threat on the field, this might have gone better, but... And not always get what you want. Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I only have 2 left, so I can't do that. We have to go 1, 2, 3. Play Sky Apparition. Counterspell? Looks like Counterspell. Yep. Well, you can only do that once, big guy. I've got multiple. I think we have to take Hedron Crab. Elish Norn also would have been nice to stop the Hedron Crab abilities, but we're at 13 against Mill with 5 cards in hand, and a Jace that's going to be a problem, so... Not looking good. They're just drawing a card. Fascinating. I also would have thought when I went to Hedron, they would have snapped off their Field of Ruin, eating one of my Hollowed Fountains. I'm pretty sure I'm out of planes, too. But the more my opponent wants to not play super logically, the better. I think there is still 1 Amara in here, and I have 7 planes, so that would be a fun way to win. How do you have 6 cards in hand and no ability to counter my stuff, is what I want to know. Ruin Crab Force. Now they go after my Hollowed Fountain? Yeah. Cool. That's unfortunate. There is an Amara, and I'm going to draw it now that I don't have 7 planes anymore. Because putting stuff back into play would have been a great way of dealing with this. But, oh, opponent mills 14 cards, and that's the game. All right, everybody. That's I mean, first game was slow. Second game was a little bit... Our first game was fast, second game was a little bit slower. But that is 2-2 going into game 5, seeing if we can go positive. All right, here we have the final one, and all is right in the world. We finally lose a die roll. Wall of Omens into blinking a whole bunch. I mean, we really have no turn 1 plays in this deck, so this hand is could be anything. As long as they don't remove Wall of Omens, this seems fine. Stomping Ground into what? Underworld Cookbook. Well, do wish we could find a March. Nope. All right, we'll just play this tapped. Here we go. See if we can have the idyllic Grange. Oh, good. They already have Overchased Daredevil. Well, we're certainly playing against meta decks this week. All right, so the question now is, do they have the Asmore? Well, that'll die. So, small favors. Oh, new card. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it, put it into your hand. If you don't put that card in your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. Okay, so, good news. You don't get to have an Urza Saga. Kapow. Really hope you needed that card. Oh, we get an island. Great. So we even get to play on curve now. Yep, they just get to make a food token every turn. We kind of just have to hope that they don't go to like Value Town. Finale to the bin. They do have Asmore, so that's unfortunate for several reasons. Get another Underworld Cookbook. You get hit for 1. I think next turn we play Wall of Omens and we just set ourselves up for getting punched really hard. If we can find a red source, we actually do have the combo in hand. But what we'll do is we'll play Wall of Omens. We'll draw a card, hopefully find something that can get us a red source. Another Wall of Omens. It could be worse. I mean, I don't think they're going to spend 2 food tokens on taking out my Wall of Omens. Yep. And having Overchased Daredevil in this Sunseeker thing kind of on the word jump hurts. Hopefully with the Ephemerate we can draw enough to kind of stall into our combo. Gilded Goose goes to the... Another Gilded Goose, so they're going to get some more mana. Unless we like play out Teferi, but I don't see why we would that. They continue to whiff on lands. Okay, I might actually just bounce the Gilded Goose and just let Teferi eat it. Try and just deny them lands. We are going to get to draw a bunch of cards anyway, because they attack with both their stuff. I mean, at this point, we already get to block. All right, now if they want to spend 2 food tokens, it might be worth it to them. Oh no, they just let me do it. More Wall of Omens, all the Walls of Omens. Yep, I get to rebound the Ephemerate, draw another card, open for removal. I'm game to make you waste all your stuff. Because if you don't have food tokens, then the Gilded Goose is actually less scared. Oh wow, they do cash in all of their food tokens. A plains, so we could Teferi anyway and keep them stuck on lands for a hot second. And then next turn, we could Wall of Omens. I feel like this is still correct, just to kind of keep them off mana as much as possible, and we do get to draw a card. We're just trying to draw a red source at this point. Bye, Gilded Goose. Teferi's just gonna die, but now we draw the March. All right. So next turn we get to March Asmore. We get to March and we get to get some walls down, which is nice. Yeah, they go right into combat, which is fair. You deal me 3 opponents, fine. Yep. Urza Saga. So they found land, which is not great. Another Underworld Cookbook. That's not good either. They find another land. Puts a card into the graveyard. Oh, it was another Sun Dude. All right. So now they have more land than they know what to do with. And we need to start making some moves, making some decisions. Sacred Foundry. So here's the problem, though. We can't get Felidar Sovereign or Felidar Guardian and Saheeli Ride down at the same time, because that takes 7 mana. Currently have 6, including the ones in our hand. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I can have 5 mana, play 1 Wall of Omens to start. See what we draw. Another Plains. Every creature deals 6 damage itself. They can still kill that. Because I can march this just for the 1 white mana. Nope, they finally found a Verdant Catacombs. But I've been doing a pretty decent mana denial job for a minute here. Found a Stomping Ground. Okay, so their mana problems are officially over. Still happy they don't have Constructs tokens, though. So I'm just going to play a Plains, and we are going to play out another Wall of Omens just to try and block whatever nonsense is coming my way. Spreading Seas. Okay. We also have to figure out how we're going to stop Asmore from killing the Felidar Guardian. Why do I keep saying Felidar Sovereign? Felidar Guardian at instant speed. Another one of those Steel Seekers. Another Gilded Goose. So yeah, we did mana denial as long as possible, but mana denial is definitely no longer the plan. They definitely have all the mana. Oh man, their hand is just getting full of lands. Oh, buddy. Not going to go as well as you think. I mean, we don't have, unfortunately, the 7 mana to make them pay for that, but I'm hoping they use all of their stuff again. Solitude would be a good draw. Skyclave is not a bad draw either. Okay. Play Skyclave. Straight up eat Asmore. Goodbye. Now, if they have another Asmore, that's unfortunate, but if they don't, this has worked out quite well for us. So we're just going to play this tapped. And then we're going to turn them off of red and hope that is enough. Well, not really turning them off of red. I guess I have gooses. All right, so the next turn, if they don't have another Asmore, then we actually get to just cat combo out of this. But they could just discard Oval Chase, you know. Finale of Devastation. Oh, this is how they're going to get an Asmore. That's unfortunate. Need you to use your food tokens. What I need you. More Urza Sagas. Feels bad. Underworld Cookbook. Now they have 3. I mean, they had so many cards in hand. I shouldn't be terribly surprised that they were able to kind of get away with it. Please use your food tokens to kill the Skyclave so I can just cat combo you. That would be great. Because even if we find a Teferi, it doesn't stop Asmore. So we kind of need removal as well. I need another one of these guys. I can still make 2... Food is the problem. I need them to not do that somehow. Spreading Seas. Well, what I'll do is I'm going to play Idyllic Garage, make my guy slightly bigger, and then I'm going to just Spreading Seas this Urza Saga. Another Hollowed Fountain. Well, I guess I'm just on defense, and I really have to hope we either find a way to get rid of Asmore, or if for some reason they just don't, like, use their food wisely, or they tap everything out for whatever reason. Heal through this turn. Rough. Milling themselves out 1 million too. Opponent taking their turn, playing a land, fetching. We're down to 18 cards in the deck. This is Renin 6 now? Yeah. So unless they decide to uber kill, because they haven't seen the cat combo, I don't see why I would show it to them, because I'm so behind right now. They can also have another finale. There's 3 finales in the bit. Okay, so what needs to happen now is we need to find another March of Otherworldly Light. Because if we find March of Otherworldly Light, we get to eat Asmore and just combo out. But outside of that, I don't think there's anything we can do. Everything the scrap work much, sure thing. I mean, can they deal me 11? Oh, block 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can deal me 5. They're Asmore in the bin. So if they swing out, like, it doesn't actually do anything. Yeah. We just want to draw March, I guess. Oh no, they have to discard cards. A Skyclave Apparition. Okay, let's count some mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to 1, 2, 3 Skyclave Apparition. They do the whole food token thing. Million triggers go on the stack. All right, so we're just gonna eat Asmore. Because really, this is all about Asmore and making sure they don't have an Asmore when we try and go off. Just gotta wait in the wings here. I mean, I guess they can, like, cash in an Underworld cookbook to recast Asmore, because they do have one in the bin, which is unfortunate. They have plenty of food tokens for the Gilded Geese to be mana dorks, but, like, this is kind of skin of my teeth, will I or will I not make it kind of thing. Because now they're just going to start putting Urza Sagas into play and start making big beefy guys. Yep, there's the Urza Saga. Don't know how many times I'm going to have to kill that thing today. Yep, returning another Urza Saga to their hand. That's allowed. But they had another finale. That's so rough. Is there a way we can still do this with Felidar? I think there might be. Because Felidar comes down, targets Skyclave. Skyclave eats the Asmore, but then they just kill the Felidar Sovereign, right? And once they kill the Felidar Sovereign, the combo's broken. Oh, okay, they're starting to do it now. They get a 0/0. Spending some of their food tokens, but they have a million food tokens. Also now, our flicker doesn't work. I guess they see the fact that, like, all's starting to run out. Also, they only have 10 minutes, so they might just run out of time if it takes them that long to kill us. So, come on, March of Otherworldly Light. Skyclave Apparition. I think we just do that. By Asmore. I mean, I guess if they actually play this right... Yeah, you can kill it. It doesn't actually do anything. Here's the other thing. If we happen to have 7 mana after this went off, we would have been able to combo off again, but not so much. And they're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So we're going to be at 2, so this is going to be close. Actually, they can also just Renin 6 us down to 1, hey. All right, well, Asmore still dies. So at this point, as long as they don't see the line of bringing Asmore back yet again, we should be fine. I think they'll want to bring Asmore back just because, like, it's how their deck works. But we could still draw into removal and still kind of be fine. Because if they use 3 mana to make a Saga token, that's 1, 2, 3. They would have 1, 2, 3, 4. And they wouldn't be able to bring Asmore back from the dead. I'm at 8, though, and they have 3 Scrapwork Mutts. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if they realize they have... I'm probably just dead. Because if they just unearth all the Scrapwork Mutts, I die. If they Asmore, I can't combo. Token, sure. I mean, I think it's fair to say they only have 1 basic as well, so I'm tempted to bring in the Land Destruction. Oh, no, they do have 2. We saw the second basic now. So 1... Oh, but they only have... Oh, no, they do have... They'll have enough red mana because the Gilded Geese. They're going to Beseiju the Sacred Foundry. Oh, but then I won't have red. Oh, no. So they know about the cat combo thing? I thought Beseiju meant I could only get basics. And here's the thing. I know that's not how this works. Keep 1 back. Fascinating. So they upgraded my Sacred Foundry to a Rogrin Triome. They decided not to kill me with the Scrapwork Mutts with the thing. They put me to 5. Okay, so this is just them missing lethal, which honestly, I'm all about. I don't see any direct damage going on here. So play this out. Go 1, 2, 3. Play Saheeli. Tick up Saheeli so that doesn't get bolted. Sun Titan can stay on top. It doesn't matter what's on top. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Felidar Guardian. Do they have removal for Saheeli is the question. Yes, I would love to use Felidar Sovereigns. Felidar Guardian. Jeez, what am I doing? All right, do they have removal? They don't. That's great. Oh, I win the match. They're done. 1 and done. That's 3 and 2. Let's go to the wrap up. All right. 3 and 2. Surprisingly, 2 of those matches we only had to play 1 game. Against Tron, guy mulled to 2. Didn't feel like playing it out at that point. You know, mulling to 2 is pretty rough. I do still count that as a win. And then in the last game, the guy only had 7 minutes. He saw how long the deck dragged out. He was clearly not planning on winning game 2 and game 3 in 7 minutes, so chose to save a little bit of his time and scoop. But deck has legs. Deck definitely has legs. Now, let's be honest here. Sun Titan. Sun Titan is really cool, don't get me wrong. And there were definitely times where if I left it in the deck, because I took it out, it would have saved me. But what is the name of that other thing that I think would work a little bit better here? Here it is, Sarah Paragon. So 2 mana less, and it's once during each of your turn, you may play a land from your graveyard, or cast a permanent spell with mana 3 value or less from your graveyard. When you do, it gains that. So I feel like Serra Paragon is just a better Sun Titan at this point. I realize like you'd have to play Serra Paragon, and then you would have to play the CMC of wherever it is, as opposed to Sun Titan, which just does it automatically. But Sun Titan is a 6-drop, Serra Paragon is a 4-drop. So I feel like you're just getting Serra Paragon out a little bit more than you are with Sun Titan. And again, blinking Serra Paragon works the same way. You do need to have mana, but we have 24 mana. I was never at a lack of mana. There were a couple times I somehow, in this deck that is designed to draw cards, was at a lack of cards, but I feel like that's more piloting error. And yeah, that is it. Thank you again, Mark, for emailing. Oh, wow, I hit the microphone. Sorry. Thank you again, Mark, for emailing me at heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. That's heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. If you have a list you want me to give a shot, and it's something I already have the pieces for, the pieces are cheap, go ahead and email me. When I have a moment, I will give it a try. Thank you guys very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.